Hi, my name is Charlene, and it's really lovely to have all my colleagues here cooking with me. And like we planned this together, and I'm so happy. And happy Women's Day. Today is 8th of March, and it's a day to actually celebrate us all women. And you know, being a woman, we are really the pillar of our household. You know, because we make sure that our house is good, and then you know we become the strength. You know, to make sure that, you know, the world is a better place, and it's all because of us. And cheers to that. And I hope that you enjoy what we are cooking today. I'll be speaking in English to begin with, and later on we'll switch it to Cantonese. So it's all celebrating who we are, where we come from, and what we can actually speak, you know. So I'm so excited to be able to show you what we are doing today. So I will start off with making a beautiful orange cake. And it's really easy to make. Okay, so cheers to all of you. Into the tin. Okay, it's just that simple. You don't actually have to cut it, just put it in, and this is how it looks like. Can you see? It's a 30-second whole orange cake. It's really amazing. It smells really good. And then I'm gonna hand over my next cook, my screen to my colleague. There you go.
好啦，大家好，係啦，我係 Michelle Wong，咁好開心啦！今日喺300婦女節同大家一齊玩呢個煮飯仔遊戲啦，非常之興奮啊！我哋而家開始煮呢個老雞翼。OK， 咁呢個都係 Cookie Do 嘅內置食譜嘅，我哋就放25g 嘅薑啦，同埋蒜啦、糖啦，好啦，我哋冚翻個蓋咯喎，睇下下一步點先。3分鐘，湯匙，咁我哋就翹起手唔使做。咁我以前炆呢個雞翼咧，就煮好咗之後咧，要浸過夜先好入味嘅。但我發覺用小美呢個食譜同埋用小美煮咧，係10零分鐘已經好入味嘅。好，我哋而家睇下下一步咯喎，就擺咗個蝴蝶棒落去啦，跟住咧擺埋啲雞翼落去咯喎。
Michelle 係燜幾耐啊？燜幾耐啊？
而家10分鐘。
好，
其實呢個內置食譜嚟嘅，但係好好食。好，咩？
到我啦。係咪到我啦
？Yes， 到 Shirley 啦。
OK， 我今日整一個 actually I better do it in English. It's better. It's more smooth. OK, today I'm going to do a braised belly pork, which normally a lot of Asians like. Over, you know, foreigners might not. You know, the Westerners might not. My husband loves. One of my kids loves it. The other one is too fatty, but I don't care. I love it. So let's do. OK. I have actually skipped a step because I was waiting, so I thought I would actually put in boiling water. A lot of Asians like to put fatty pork in fatty in the water to get rid of the impurities. So this is a step that I already skipped, but you can actually do it in the Thermomix as well. Let me just adjust this so you can see there you go. So what I did was I just put a pot of water, put it in a simmering basket, and just put it at 5 minutes. 5 minutes at 50 degrees, and the speed is 3.5 or 4. Just as long as you can see the water moving at the top, and it's good. And then you will see how all the impurities will come out. And after all I did, okay, now we're up to a step where I just soaked all the water, and now it's all dry. So we're gonna start cooking. Again, like Charlene. Charlene is your own recipe, right?
Yes, I actually started. Yes, my own recipe.
So like Michelle, I'm doing it according to the Cookie Do. I am not a good cook. Without Thermomix, I'm not very good at all. I can take risks, but I failed too many times. And I said, okay, forget it until I meet this one. So let's start with the dish, and then I'll start talking a bit about how I got to meet this. All right, so this is actually in the, sorry, it's not in the bookmark, it's in the save collection. Because when we actually set up the machine, according to our guidelines, you actually get a free extra cookbook. And this dish is actually there. So I was so happy. Okay, so all we do is start cooking. 10 grams of fresh ginger, all sliced up. So all I do, put it in. With an inbuilt scale, everything is measured up. So you don't have to go, you can go over actually. For a lot of Asian cooking, you can actually go over. Who cares? Especially with garlic, onions, and ginger. I always go over. Okay, so next. 500 grams of pork belly, skinless. Yeah, it's true, skinless. Okay, so we just put it in. Next step, rock sugar. Rock sugar helps to soften the meat a lot. So that 25 of soy sauce, light soy sauce. Oops. Okay, dark soy sauce, just to darken the meat. Since it goes up by 1 gram, so you will never get too salty or too strong in taste. Rice wine. There you go. 100 grams of water, give it some liquid so it can braise nicely without drying up. There you go. I think we're ready to go. Okay, cover, insert, cover. Next step. Oh, this takes 45 minutes. So it's good. Lucky I started first. 100 degrees and speed to the lowest speed. Okay, so all I have to do is walk away and chat a bit. But we won't be waiting for this to finish. So I just want to share a little bit of info, like how I came to know very quickly, because we have a lot of advisors waiting to share their dish with you. So how I came about with this is a friend of mine, a French friend of mine, were passing a store, a lady she had nothing there. There are a few books she had, and then there was a book taking appointments. And then my friend saw it and thought, oh my God, this is a Thermomix. I said, what's a Thermomix? I've never heard in my life. What is this? Even though I'm married to a French guy, I have no idea. I've never heard. So many times I went to France. So anyway, I said, what is this? And he said, oh yeah, it cooks everything. Da, 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 da. I said, okay, let's go. And I was actually pitying the girl because she was all by herself. And she said, oh, would you like to come and see a demo? Would you make a demo time? I said, okay. I'm a kind person. I thought, oh, okay. And in my mind, I was thinking, oh, maybe by that time, maybe I just said, oh, maybe I can't make it or something. Because I just want to give her something, some hope, I guess, just to make her a bit happy. But anyway, so the time comes, and then I can get out of it. But since I had time, I thought, okay, I'll drag this friend along, and I thought, okay, let's go. I was trying to push her to buy it so I can get off the hook, And then we went to see a demo. And then I said, okay. I'm going to stay strong. I'm just going to say no because it was so expensive. For me, it was just expensive for a kitchen appliance because I don't know what it does. I've never seen a kitchen appliance that costs that much. So I said, okay, let's go. And then the 5 dishes that they do, the 5 dishes that a lady was doing, Alexandra, that's her name. And then every dish that she made, I was growing on this machine. I was I was more and more convinced. And then at the end, halfway through, I said, okay, I better send a message to my husband. I said, okay. I'm looking at this thing, it's actually very good, very good. Maybe we should consider. And then by the end of it, I don't know what she did last. I think it must have been no, she actually made the express bread at the end. She didn't make mantao that day. She made the express bread. And then after the last dish, my husband still didn't reply. I think he was in a work meeting. And then I actually followed up with a message. I said, okay, don't worry, I'm going to get it, but you just won't regret, okay? Just don't shout at me, but I'll get it. And then I'll just make up, you know why, once I get it home. And that was a whole beginning. That was the beginning of me meeting Thermomix. I was just surprised how many different things it can do. To be honest, the KitchenAid, I've heard of for years, and I keep thinking, okay, to have one is actually quite cool. Everybody has one, KitchenAid, it looks good. But I can't justify the cost of the, 7,000 or 8,000, I think, for that machine back then.
7,000, yeah.
And and for it can only do one thing, which is the dough or the cake mixing. I can't justify. So I never bought. All these years, I always wanted, I never did. And there was this machine, I saw one demo, for 1 or 2 hours, and then I spent the money. But I've never regretted. Since that day, I've never regretted. The good things is, I think Michelle was saying, you feel happy. I feel really happy to have this machine because I can't cook. I've had the luxury of having a nanny to help me cook everything before. All I have to do in the morning is wake up and I say, okay, tonight this is what I want. Done. That's my job. That's all I did before. I didn't have to, But then after she left, I was pushed. I had to do it from scratch without the machine. So I've been doing it for a few years without the machine. That was okay, we are women. We're celebrating Women's Day. Really, we are women. We can do it. As long as we're pushed to that position, we will do it. We'll make it happen. But of course, it wasn't smooth. It was never smooth. For my cooking, I'm no expert. I don't know anything about cooking. I had to learn from scratch. But after this machine, I thought, my God, I can't go back. I cannot go back. The time that it released me for doing other things other than just standing here. Normally with this braised pork, by now I would have gone to stir it, I don't know, a couple of times just so it doesn't burn, because nothing is burning, nothing is turning. And with this 45 minutes it's going to cook, I don't have to do anything. I can just chat. I can have, like you guys, have a glass of wine, or, just go and shout at my kids if I want to, so I don't know, something. I always have something to do. So, this way, and to be honest, it's actually making me make more and more. I'm more and more interested. And it's not true. Before, I'll share one last thing to you. Before, when I first became an advisor, I always said to people, oh, you know what? Even if you don't know how to cook, it doesn't matter. You don't have to. You just read and you follow. So to be honest, it's not a good thing, because if you don't know how to cook, you will never know how to cook. That's what I used to say to people. And I say, yeah, it's true, because you just follow steps. But while all these years I've been doing it, I actually learned a lot. I actually learned a lot about cooking. I can actually talk to people. You know what? You should have put that. You know what? You shouldn't have put that. Or maybe it's this thing that you didn't do. I actually learned a lot without you even noticing. So that's, it's that I have to thank this machine. It's this machine that has just given me a lot of knowledge about cooking. From zero to now probably not a hero yet, but for me, I think I'm good. I'm happy. Right? Okay,
I think Shirley, do you agree that even if we just learn from the cookie dough, anytime when you don't have a Thermomix, you could actually still do it on the stove. You know the steps. You get what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yes, but then, it's just amazing. Like, it's not like it crippled you or anything, but when you don't have the machine, you absolutely, if you remember the steps, you know the ingredient, you could actually just replicate it on the stove. But the only thing is, you're not hands-free. You need to be on the stove and keep stirring, because this one has sugar, right? It will caramelize a little bit. And if you don't stir it, it will stuck in the pot and burn. But because our temperature is so consistent, it doesn't change. You can be 45 minutes doing something else.
Exactly.
Get a facial right now. Mask, everything looking good, Anyway, so
I'm gonna pass on to another advisor now while we're waiting for this. Okay, go.